Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Today, let's talk recognizing grief, the stages of grief. Whatever type of loss you've suffered, there's no right or wrong way to grieve. But by understanding the stages of grief, you can find healthier ways to cope. Grief is a natural response to loss. It's the emotional suffering you feel when something or someone you love is taken away. Often the pain of loss can feel overwhelming. You may experience all kinds of difficult and unexpected emotions, from shock or anger to disbelief, guilt, and profound sadness. The pain of grief can also disrupt your physical health, making it difficult to sleep, eat, or even think straight. These are normal reactions to loss, and the more significant the loss, the more intense the grief will be. Here are the 5 stages of grief. 1. Denial. This can't be happening to me. Grief is an overwhelming emotion. It's not unusual to respond to the intense and often sudden feelings by pretending the loss or change isn't happening. Denying it gives you time to more gradually absorb the news and begin to process it. This is a common defense mechanism and helps numb you to the intensity of the situation. 2. Anger. Why is this happening? Who is to blame? Where denial may be considered a coping mechanism, anger is a masking effect. Anger is hiding many of the emotions and pain that you carry. This anger may be redirected at other people, such as the person who died, your ex, or your old boss. You may even aim your anger at an inanimate object. While your rational brain knows the object of your anger isn't to blame, your feelings in that moment are too intense to feel. 3. Bargaining. Make this not happen, and in return, I will fill in the blank. During grief, you may feel vulnerable and helpless. In those moments of intense emotions, it's not uncommon to look for ways to regain control or to want to feel like you can affect the outcome of an event. In the bargaining stage of grief, you may find yourself creating a lot of what if and if only statements. It's also not uncommon for religious individuals to try to make a deal or promise to God or a higher power in return for healing or relief from the grief and pain. Bargaining is a line of defense against the emotions of grief. It helps you postpone the sadness, confusion, or hurt. 4. Depression. I'm too sad to do anything. Whereas anger and bargaining can feel very active, depression may feel like a quiet stage of grief. In the early stages of loss, you may be running from the emotions, trying to stay a step ahead of them. By this point, however, you may be able to embrace and work through them in a more healthful manner. You may also choose to isolate yourself from others in order to fully cope with the loss. That doesn't mean, however, that depression is easy or well-defined. Like the other stages of grief, depression can be difficult and messy. It can feel overwhelming. You may feel foggy, heavy, or confused. 5. Acceptance. I'm at peace with what happened. Acceptance is not necessarily a happy or uplifting stage of grief. It doesn't mean you've moved past the grief or loss. It does, however, mean that you've accepted it and have come to understand what it means in your life now. You may feel very different in this stage. That's entirely expected. You have had a major change in your life, and that upends the way you feel about many things. Look to acceptance as a way to see that there may be more good days than bad, but they may still be bad, and that's okay. If you are experiencing any of these emotions following a loss, it may help to know that your reaction is natural and you'll heal in time. However, not everyone who grieves goes through all the stages, and that's okay. Contrary to popular belief, you do not have to go through each stage in order to heal. In fact, some people resolve their grief without going through any of these stages. And if you do go through these stages of grief, you probably won't experience them in a neat sequential order. So don't worry about what you should be feeling or which stage you're supposed to be in. I hope this information is able to help someone on their life journey, and I hope you enjoyed this self-care tip. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye!